Hey everyone, it is Elsa 932 on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me. We are here for Ready to Love. We are here for Ready to Love again and again and again. For those of you who do watch it with us on a Friday night, we watch it live together. We get up in the chat and I do commentary live. But because I'm live and doing all of those things, I rewatch it so we can actually capture everything we may have missed the first time because we were having too much shenanigans in the chat. What I may have missed the first time, I do the recap and review now on a Tuesday. So, y'all, let's get into it. Actually, let me pull up my notes. I think I closed out my notes. I don't know why I would have done that. But this week, I don't know why, y'all. I was like struggling. This week, I was struggling to rewatch because I have a whole lot of other stuff going on. You know what else is going on? Love is Blind Italy dropped yesterday. Love is Blind Italy dropped yesterday. And if you like the little bit of shenanigans that is Love is Blind, Italy does not disappoint. Okay, Italy does not disappoint. But we will have a live about that on Saturday. And those of you who wish to come up can certainly join that panel. Trey will be with me. And we will talk about Love is Blind Italy then. Okay. But thank you so much, Alice, for renewing your membership. Thank you. Thank you. LNV, the chat was ridiculously silly on Friday. Girl, we do get into. Hey, Michelle, I haven't seen you in a little bit. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yes, Quay, we know this is your time to drive, but so drive safely, and we will keep it lively for you in the chat. Okay, you need to watch Love Is Blind Italy. You do. Okay, you do. Okay, you have some handsome men. You have some gorgeous women, but you have some surprises. You have so many triangles, you form a square. Or is it a rhombus? I don't know. Is it the difference between an isosceles and a right angle triangle? I don't know what it is. It's a whole lot of love triangles up in Italy. And I'm not disappointed. Okay. And if you want the recaps for all 4 episodes that came this week, already live on this channel. So let's get into it. We're here for Ready to Love. Okay. We are here for Ready to Love. This is the cast of Detroit. If you see their name in black, that means they have been voted out. They have been sent on their way, and they are not ready to love. Let me change this because I do not wish to cover Diamond's beautiful face. Okay. So you see there that Richie and Diamond, okay, they have been voted out. And Emily on this row has also been voted out. Okay. They are not ready to love. And somebody is about to join them. Okay. Hey, High Vibe. Good to see you. Glad to have you here. Ellen V said, oh, I love a good girl. Some people don't even know they're in a triangle. Some people don't even know they were a triangle in Love Is Blind Italy. Hey, to go to Africa. Good to see you. Good to have you here. So, y'all, let's get into it. So, the women are in power this week. Okay. The women are in power. And they are to take people to their favorite places. Okay. They are to take people, these men to their favorite places. Many of them is their home. Now, listen to me. I'm like the few of them. You ain't coming to my home. You ain't gonna know. You ain't coming over to my place. No, you ain't coming over to my place. I'm gonna meet you outside. Like some of these ladies did. I'm gonna meet you outside. How about that? Filming and having the crew and all these people in my house. No, but that's just me. Okay, that's just me. Some people are, real hostesses and will have people over. So first of all, we go to Dominique's house. Who's at Dominique's house? Devin, Christina, Chris, and Bello. Okay. They were invited. She cooked Bello's favorite food. And if y'all remember, Bello is part of the Beijing Brotherhood. There is a Beijing Brotherhood that's part of this cast, y'all. And Bello is one of its founding members. Okay. So his favorite meal, okay, the oxtails and all of the things. Now, y'all, I don't eat oxtails and stuff like that. So y'all can have it. Y'all can have it, okay? And y'all can tell me whether it's good or not. But I don't eat. I eat some seafood, and that's about That's about as much protein other than, other stuff, but mm-mm. Airbnb, Mimi, I may have to, but you see, the Airbnb, I gotta add extra insurance just in case they do stuff like that, in case they damage something. Mm-mm. Hey, Naomi NYC, good to see you. Hey, Jaguar Actual, good to see you. I recognize the avatar, but YouTube doing something with the names. I recognize the, like DMX avatar, but good to see you. Lotus Egyptian Flower, thank you for being here. Yeah, okay, y'all can have it. So Bella is the last to arrive, y'all. And Dominic meets him at the door, okay, with a kiss and a rub to the back of the head and a shot of something clear in the shot glass. She said it felt natural and real to her. Okay. While your other interests are upstairs, your other guests are upstairs. Okay. Now, when he said, we can share the drink, she invited him that he can lick it off of her. That's what I heard. That's what my subtitle said. Okay. Okay. Dominic knows that the best way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Hey, the blood got to pump. The blood has got to pump to the heart, doesn't it? And you got to feed him for that blood to keep pumping. That's what it is. Okay. So Bello tells us he's interested in Christina too. And this date may get him exposed. You think? Have you not had, the same people in the same vicinity before that you have dated? Okay, I guess, I thought Detroit was just a big small town. But Christina tells that Dom is into Bello since she has catered all of his food. And also who realizes that? Devin. Devin does like how welcoming Dominique was to them and that she cooked, but he realized she cooked Bello's favorite foods. But he says she can learn to cook his favorite foods. That's a little bit of sushi. I'd rather not. Y'all remember the last couple we saw make sushi? Do y'all remember the last couple we saw make sushi? Hey, Ja Tony, good to have you here. Thank you for being here. The last couple we saw make sushi was the Married at First Sight folks from Chicago. And we saw how well that turned out. They learned on their honeymoon. Michelle and David. So no, Devon. Sorry. So Chris asked to steal Christina for a moment. Okay. And she, shares that she was bullied as a child. He also shared that he was teased. And I wondered, there's some people would say teased, some people would say bullied. And I wonder how much I'd like to have heard more, because I'm wondering if Chris does it to kind of soothe it over. Okay. So he said he developed other skills to compete with the athletes and stuff. And I'm like, you don't have to compete with them. You just have to develop your own lane, who you are. Don't try to compete. But again, this is when we are children and we try to compete and stand out from the crowd. Okay. And Christina said that it all humbled her. Now put a pin in that, because Christina, and y'all, I say it like that because of Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Okay. That's how she said Christina at the end when she had to be taking care of her husband and she had to tell him, Christina ain't here. She took all your stuff. So Christina, in this instance, I'm so sure that all this has humbled you, my dear. And we're going to see about it later. Devin doesn't read the room very well. He doesn't. That's what she said. She knows licking and eating is a good way to get things started. Yeah. Jaguar says he's a nerd. How could he? He's a nerd who, I know Devin is a nerd, but I don't know about Chris. But Dominique talks to Devin from like almost half, like 3-4 feet away. She was all up in the mix with Bello at the door. But, there's like, how can I say it? When I saw it the second time, I said, she is outside of striking distance. He cannot hug her. He can't grab her hand. He can't touch her at all. Okay. And he says he wants her. All of her. I was like, Dominique, and I was like, ooh, coming on a little strong, aren't you? But hey, at least he's letting his interest be known. After you done cook this meal for this other man, because that's what he like to eat, I'ma still tell you, I wants you and I likes you. Okay? Still I want you and I like you. Okay. So he thanks her for allowing him to meet her mom. And she got to downplay it. She's like, it ain't that serious. You did not meet my mother because you are my man, or my man. Okay. She's like, I'm always talking to my family. It could have been anyone, my aunt, anybody, my cousin, anybody. But he talks and says he wants to have kids. He asked her to consider adopting kids when she said she probably won't have kids, but she said she's open to adopting. I didn't believe it that much. But I noticed that she did not share it, or we did not hear it. Y'all know production does this editing thing. She didn't share it the way she shared it with Bello. When she was sharing about not, possibly having kids, she didn't share that with Devon the way she would say with Bello. She's like, you know, I ain't sure gonna have kids. It was not the opening and sharing that we heard. Now, production could have cut that out, but what we saw didn't bode well. Okay. So then we see Bello and Christina. Oh my God. Ding, ding, ding. The main event. We heard that they talk on the phone for a long time, like hours. And she felt that she, should have had a conversation with someone else, because that 2-hour conversation did not bear any fruit. He feels that, she feels that he's into Dominique, but, she still wants to be able to feel special. Okay. Devon was pimping. I want you. Maybe he was trying to be pimping. I sees you and I wants you. Hey, at least Devon is letting it be known that he has interest. I'm telling you, we will get to there. Some of the men ain't letting people know that they wants you and they likes you. Okay? Okay? I think Darius, Ed, Vince, Chris, and Xavier are better options for Dominique than Devon. That's all. I'll bet Devon never thought about adoption before talking to Dominique. Jaguar, you're probably right. Jaguar, you are probably right. And I'm going to say this with utmost respect. I think Dominique is way further out in a whole other stratosphere than Devon is used to dating. I'm saying that with all due respect. Only because of the way he acting. So starstruck. Okay? So starstruck. To go to Africa says Christina ain't humbled enough yet. She still overestimated her worth. Everyone's not into her. Nobody's trying to give her $300. Okay, let's get to that. Okay, so Christina tells him that what a man cares about is his money, and the way he shows that he cares is you gotta spend that money on her. She asked 3 different men for money for a massage. This is all just a quick recap of it. She said, you know what? The first one said, you know what? I ain't got it. Okay. The second one said, how about $150? I ain't going to send the whole 300. How about $150? But he actually sent 180. So she happy for that. 150 and a little tip. Okay. The third man, him, Bello, didn't even answer. He said he didn't get the message until later in the day. She said she wanted a massage that morning, and she said, what, we can't get a massage in the evening? But he feels she's after his money. And if that is the relationship that she wants, he got to rethink this. She wants him to either step up or bow out, because she ain't playing games. She ain't playing games. Either give up the cash and give up the dough. Y'all know, if y'all listen to hip hop, y'all know, got to get the cash, got to get the dough. Come on now. That's what Christina is saying. Christina's love languages: 1, physical cash; 2, funds of affirmation; 3, acts of transfer. She is on strike 4. Get her out of here. Good one, Jaguar Actual. We need all 7, Jaguar. I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna have to tell you, you're gonna have to translate all the love languages into, Christina's love language. That one was real funny. I like that. Hey, this Chicago girl, good to see you. She should clarify it's a request for a transaction or a request for a donation. Donation, donation, gifts, gifts. I need to if you know where that is from, I need to make that into a little gift right here. But Christina said, pay up or you know what? Bow out. You got to pay to play. That's what it sounded like. Now, Christina, if that's not what you meant, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, young lady, if that's what you meant. If that is not what you meant to pay to play, but that's how it's sounding. That's how it's sounding. But why? Here's my thing, Christina. Here's my thing, Christina, and whoever listening. Here's some free game for you. Here's a little, just a little sprinkle of a little free game here. Why are you telling this man that you ask other men for money? Why are you telling him the whole play? Why are we telling this man the whole play? That you done asked 3 other men or 2 other men. You done asked 2 other men for some cash and some dough. Why are we telling him the whole play? And this one didn't give it to me, and this one gave me a little bit extra. Why are we telling him the whole game? Why are we blasting it out here? Because you were so concerned with blasting him that you just told on yourself. You so much into blasting him that he didn't even respond that you told on yourself. You know, his lack of response should have told you not to respond. His lack of response to you should have told you told him he need to bow out. You should have bow out. You should bow out. And you know what? That man ain't really trying to handle me. He ain't trying to be a part of my life. I'm going to just bow out. And I would graciously, you know what? I'm sorry you didn't get the text. I appreciate you. And that's it. Why are we telling the whole game? Jaguar says, as a man, I'll keep it real with you. Chris said he didn't have it. He did have it. He just wouldn't send it to her random behind. Now we know that, Jaguar. We know that. We know Chris got it. Hey, Delphina Zoo, glad to see you. Glad to have you here. We know Chris got it. Okay? We know Chris has got that cash and got that dough. But you know what? He ain't got it for her. He ain't got it for her. And he's right. I don't know you. Why am I paying you? Why am I giving you the Cash App? Because now you could actually say, send a request for my cash. I ain't trying to get you that close to me. We know Chris got it. We know Chris got, or at least here's my assumption. I'm sorry, Chris, if you ain't got it and you get, calls from the IRS because they say you got $300 that you didn't know you had. I would bet Chris got it. I would bet that once she said, oh, I could do it a massage, if she was his woman, Chris would pay for it. But guess what? You ain't. And he's not trying to date anyone right away by giving up funding. He ain't trying to be a sponsor. He's trying to be an actual boyfriend. This is just my assumption. I don't know Chris. But for the gentleman that we know, you ain't trying to pay. And daggone show, this is episode 4. How many days has it been? And you asking for money. Devin is a nerd. He doesn't have swag, so he would pay to play, and Bello didn't even reply. Salute. My name is Christina, but people call me Ina Lee. She meant to say people call her GoFundMe. Ooh, daggone it. Jaguar, you coming in swinging. You definitely coming in swinging, and we appreciate that around here. We definitely do appreciate. But yes, Christina, this was foul. First of all, you asking these multiple men. They should have found out on their own that you asked more than one person for some money for the massage. Were you trying to be able to hit up, the massage at $300, and were you trying to hit up all 3 of them, hoping you could, triple that money? Girl, please. I felt angry for the men, and then I felt daggone bad for you. I'm like, girl, this ain't it. This is not it. Okay? And I'm not going to be mean and ask you what them record sales doing, see if they can sponsor a massage. I'm not going to be that mean. But baby girl, this ain't it. Don't be asking any of these men for money. Because you know what? You're going to come up on the wrong one asking for money. And they will ask for services rendered. Because people don't just, give money unless it's a charity. And even then they expect to get a charitable contributions letter from a 501c and 3. But Christina, if you stick around, it's for entertainment purposes only. Because the men are not going to keep you around for you to be asking them for money. I'm sorry. So next up, let's move on. We see Nicole and Devin, and they're playing cricket. And Nicole, why are you inviting this man to come out to play a sport you don't know how to play? Now, y'all, full disclosure, I have played cricket. Okay, I played cricket in high school. Okay, the first year we played cricket, our cricket team was the worst. We lost to everybody. We were the worst. But guess what we did? They figured, like, since we were the worst team and the team that was going for the championship, they could practice on us because we ain't got no skills. But guess what? Every practice, we won against them. But they still went on to their championship. But they at least knew that the worst team on the roster could whoop their behind. So when I saw them even holding the bat, I was like, no, y'all ain't no cricket. Y'all don't know it at all. Begging so early in the show. Yeah, that's Christina. It's all cap. Christina went to one of those massage parlors her family owns and pocketed that money. Delphine Azul. We don't know. We don't know if her family owns a massage parlor, but hey, maybe, or it could be a good friend, that won't have her in with general population and she gets VIP. But yeah, Nicole and Devin's date, it was cute and all. I would have, preferred they do baseball. I would prefer they do baseball because that's something she probably would know, but she didn't know. She didn't know. So apparently Devin been talking to her every night. Devin is making the rounds, y'all. He giving out the cash app. He on the phone all hours. He talking to Dominique's mama. Devin is making the rounds. Devin, I'm going to need you to pump the brakes. I'm going to need you to pump the brakes. Okay? Devin says he wants a woman who is smart and thinks beyond herself. Nicole says the same of a man, but she wants a leadership role in her man and, for him to make a change in this world with her. She sees them as blossoming to more, and he liked the date. Now, the only thing I will say is, Nicole, you seem open. Devin, you seem like you're leaning in again for another kiss. Or is that the camera angle? I'm sorry. It looked like, Devin, you were trying to lean in for another kiss. This time for Nicole. Nicole, I'm loving the fact that you're not hung up on Ed, that we see. Because that's my concern with Nicole, her being hung up on Ed. Is he secretly in love with me from a distance as I have been? Nicole, that is still ringing in my thoughts and I am worried. But hey, I'm hoping that because you said that you are interested in Devin. Talking about Christina, that should be grounds for her to be voted off. Men like to feel that a woman is interested in them more than their money. Hey, that's why I said if she's there, it's for entertainment purposes. Quay says, Devin lame giving Christina money. He's willing to pay a girl to like him. Oh, daggone it. Nice guys finish last, and Devin is going to learn. Hasn't he learned already? He grown. He should learn already. This ain't his first time around the merry-go-round. Devin doing all this and still going home. Still going home. Still going home. Devin, I'm going to need you to stay in your weight class, homie. Hey, Justine, Angela. Good to see you. Glad to have you here. We are moving along to Shannon's home. Now, Shannon invited Donna, Ed, Xavier, and Darius to her home. And I'm like, why is it more of the men than the women? In most of these dates, even with Dominique's home, it was just her and Christina and 3 guys. Now we're seeing Shannon and Donna and 3 guys. It's like, could we even it up a bit? Can we just even it up a bit? But anyway, okay. You're looking forward to seeing the men discuss Christina in the men's lounge? Okay. I'm not sure I'm looking forward to hearing the men's lounge, considering how to, one particular man talking about ladies when he around a bunch of men. Let's leave that for later. So they are to bring to Shannon's home, remember, Donna, Ed, Xavier, and Darius. They're to bring something meaningful to share with the group. Darius says he feels joyful every time he sees Shannon. Now, I will agree with him. Shannon has a glow and a personality that's just very calming. I can see her as being the successful, midwife that she is. Very, very successful. I can see her calming ladies in their time of need when they are trying to bring life into this world. Okay? Yes, just Angela. Glad to be here. And yes, everyone, please hit that like button. Just one good time. Just one good time. So Shannon brings out a dilation wheel. Now, y'all gonna ask, what is a dilation wheel? A dilation wheel is a guide to tell nurses, how much dilated a woman has to be in order to be, considered ready to bring life into the world, ready to push. And, Edward himself, and, Ed is a former boxer with his hands. He got the whole hand in there in one of the holes he was trying to make sure she dilated. Ed, that wasn't funny. That wasn't cute. Shannon, I would like to learn something else about you that isn't work related or studies related. I learned wonderful when y'all were doing the roller skating that your dad used to take y'all roller skating every week. That was y'all thing. Loved it. Now I'm getting, Shannon, I hope you don't date and bring work into your dating life constantly. While it is informative, uh, uh, the men in the room do need to understand and know if they are not fathers or if they are fathers who just don't know. It was just a little too much work. Okay? It was too much work. But it also shows me that Ed liked to just stick his hand in. I'm sorry. Are we grown? Are we grown? She could have brought something else and Ed sticking his hand. Ed just liked to stick his hand in. That's what it showed me. No finesse. Just stick your hand in. Can my hand fit? Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. No delicate nature about it. He just could it fit? Oh, just trying to see if you dilated. No bedside manner. Mimi says, and wear some other type of jewelry. Mimi's tired of the pearls. Mimi is tired of the pearls. And I don't know if the pearls are a song or a whisper out there to let folks know what sorority you're a part of. I couldn't tell you which one wears pearls. If y'all know it, put it in the comments, put it in the chat. I don't keep up. As you can tell, I'm not a part of a sorority. Okay. Okay. One guy I dated who was part of a fraternity, uh, um, like he would like to say a ranking member of his fraternity, like whatever. He would tell me, yeah, you would never make it in a sorority. They would put you out on application day because you just like to tell it like it is. You can't hold your mouth. Okay. I'm not insulted at all. At all. I'll, go to your events as long as people don't think I got any letters on me. We good. He's like, they wouldn't think that because you're just too independent. Too independent. Okay. That device you brought didn't compare to the other sentimental things other people brought. Right. It didn't, Delphine. It didn't. Hey, Rana, glad to see you. Glad to see you. AKA, I'll believe y'all. I'll believe y'all. Thank you, this Chicago girl. Evening all. I'll believe y'all because I really don't know. But if she's making that a song, I need her to, don't they have the colors too? She could wear the colors. It just is giving me like there's no like other flair. There's nothing else about her other than work and her pearls. That's all I know about Shannon. Okay, beautiful young lady. But that's all I know. That's all I see on a weekly basis, I should say. So Xavier, he brought a rose that his grandmother gave him at the homegoing service. It was, and y'all know, we told him Ready to Love. Y'all been watching Ready to Love? Y'all been watching Ready to Love for a while? Y'all remember? It reminded me of somebody's petrified rose of back in the day. If y'all know, y'all know. I ain't calling out the name. But if y'all know about them petrified roses. And I said, Xavier, please don't say petrified rose. Please, please don't say that out loud because I will throw something at the television. I said, you would? I do as well. I'm part of one. I'm guessing you say sorority. Yeah. I don't do well. Y'all, here's another thing why I wouldn't do well in the sorority. Y'all, I can't do choreography. I can't remember dance steps. So if I'm supposed to remember any kind of dance step, that ain't going to work out for me. I will be the one that cannot be on a line because I'm going to mess up because I'm going to forget 2 seconds later, what's the next step? That ain't in my color wheel. Yes, to go to Africa. Wasn't that the Dallas season? I think so. But Xavier, you made me think about that. And I said, no, please. And he did not say that. So it was good in my book. But he was very, very emotional. I was touched by it that he actually kept it. It's in a case. And I think it has a program in it. It was very well put together. Very well put together. Donna, we find out, was a dance coach, dance instructor. So she brought a pom pom. Correct me if it's not a pom pom, y'all. She brought a dancing accessory, okay, to talk about. And then when it was time to step away, she was able to do so, and the younger generation is now carrying it on. Now, Donna, I should have known about dance. One, as a mathematician, and them calculations of them steps, you got it. And Donna, in that first black dress, you got some dynamite, legs. I'm sorry. I should have known you were a dancer. Should have known from the get-go you probably were dance. But that is awesome. That is wonderful that she was a dancing coach. Ed said he brought a statue. A cousin sent him. Okay. And soon after he sent him, or soon after, I believe, Ed received the statue, the cousin was deployed. He was sent on a tour where, unfortunately, he lost his life. And I could understand why that would be sentimental. That is the last thing, your cousin actually touched. Your cousin actually thought of you with it and sent it. And I thought that was amazing. Now, I almost didn't even see the statue because his shirt was the same color as the statue. And I was like, where is it? And y'all, it's because of the shenanigans we get on when we're watching it live together. That's why I couldn't even see the statue at first. Okay. Not that outgoing to do a story. Girl, yeah, I can't. And meanwhile, I have tons of people. Okay. Tons of people that are part of a sorority. Yeah, Ed's item touched me. Yes, it did. It did. And for me, it's like many people have their sentimental item due to a loss. Let's go to the next one. Darius. Darius pulled out an outfit on a hanger. Very lovely dress for a young lady or a young child, young girl. He said it's an outfit that his mom made for his firstborn daughter. The daughter is 20 years old now, and his mom passed away. And his mom is the reason he has a passion for fashion, and she used to make his clothes. And I was like, that one really, really touched me and hit kind of hard because I could understand Darius does have a passion for fashion. All the fun and games I make here about all the fur and the animals that he's been wearing, that really, because here's why. My grandfather was in the same category as Darius's mother. I did not catch, a passion for fashion. I'm sorry. I always tell y'all I'm your fashion-less friend. But I have always, my grandfather used to make our outfits. He used to make outfits for people. He actually used to make costumes for people to perform on stage. So definitely, totally understand that. Now, here's the other thing. I still have my family, I think my grandfather made my christening gown, and I have christened my eldest in my christening gown. And unfortunately, my youngest was too small to be able to wear the gown, but we had the gown, and we christened. So again, that same outfit has passed to generation, and I have it sealed and ready for the next, further down the line, please, for the next generation. So again, that outfit, Darius, his passion for fashion, connection with his mother, totally understand it. Darius, what I will ask is, can you sew? Because if you are making your outfits now, I know you probably have a tailor, but if you are also sewing and making your outfits, I'm like, totally understand it. Totally understand it. I have a new respect for Darius after he shared that. Yes, Donna said the same thing, y'all. Hey, Letitia, good to see you. Donna said the same thing. See, he said, don't prejudge. He said, don't prejudge. And now here you are with egg on your face. Yeah, that dress is a hard hit because his daughter is now 20. Yes. And you can see that however he has stored it, it is kept and been preserved. And I wonder if, because he says he has a tribe of 4 children, I wonder if his other daughters also wore that outfit, or if he just preserved it after his mom passed. I wonder if that was the first dress she ever made. I doubt it. But I have so many questions, only because, again, I said my grandfather, was also a tailor. Darius does come across as a nice, clean guy. I appreciate that about him. Not only nice, clean guy, he comes across as someone who is, he'll tell it to you like it is. He'll tell it to you like it is. Like he told, hey, I got kids. We are a tribe. We're a family. He's going to tell you all you need to know. As long as he, doesn't feel prejudged. Okay. As long as he feels safe enough to tell you. Okay. Hey, Abson Sands, good to see you. Glad to have you here. I don't recognize the avatar. If this is your first time here, welcome, welcome. Says, I agree. My grandmother is an amazing seamstress and a fashionista. She made my prom dress. Wow. That takes a lot of work. Those folks who out there making prom and wedding dresses, that takes a lot of work. I have much respect for y'all. Wow. She made your prom dress? Okay. I bought mine off a rack and just got it adjusted. My mom, aunts, and granny inspired my fashion sense. They always dress so nicely, so I understand Darius. Now, Delphine, because you and Rana, y'all gonna take me there. But your crown is always lovely and stylish, El Cid. So something trickled down. Let me tell you something. Here's how much of a stylist my grandfather was. My mother and grandmother were not just fashion girlies. They were pageant girlies, okay? They were pageant girlies. And my mother achieved first runner-up for a national title, okay? Fashion, the crown, the scepter of it all. They were pageant girlies. And he used to make my mother's gowns and bathing suits for her to compete. So this whole thing with Darius, I was like, dang, took me way back. Okay? In his intro, he was sewing. No, in his intro, he wasn't sewing. He was sitting at his desk, and we saw the fox laying on his throne, and he was like kind of like working, okay? Kind of like working at the desk. And he, does the luxury car sales and stuff like that, but I don't like to mention it because we have had, a traumatic past with folks on Ready to Love who are, luxury car salespeople. If you know, you know. Donna should probably apologize to Darius. Maybe she did. But I don't think Darius is holding any hard feelings. Darius is very flashy. Yes, he is. Hey, it ain't flaunting if you got it. It's me. I subscribe to you and Coach. Okay, awesome. Good to see you. Sorry, that was Emily. Okay. Fashion is actually a form of expression. My clothes reflect my mood daily. Well, Delphine, I express it in blacks, browns, and creams. Hey, y'all could, I've had my phases. I've had my statement necklace phase. I've had all kinds of phases, but I guess mine is now my hair. And accepting my gray hair and adding to it, that I guess that's my form of expression. I especially like the fact that he does not appear to be arrogant, egotistical, like some people might prejudge him to be. Exactly. Hey, he could have the attitude of, I know I look fly, I look good, I know I'm smelling good, I'm feeling good. Okay. Your family working with sequins and luxury fabrics for gowns is impressive. Yes, it is. It is impressive. I remember those times when I was a child helping. And again, y'all, I'm really, really, looking, probably today we saw the introduction of RuPaul's Drag Race and the folks that are going to be competing, the queens that are going to be competing next season. And I saw one of their outfits and I said, daggone it, my grandfather would have made that. Because he also used to create costumes for what would be called drag queens now, but back in those days, performers would be called female impersonators back in those days. So I said, daggone it. So here come Darius with this memory for me. And here come RuPaul and his drag queens with this memory. I said, daggone it. There's a reason why, he's at the forefront in my memory. That's what I was saying. Let's rewatch and see with Darius. Let's watch and see. Yeah. I always make fun with Darius of, the animal prints he wears. Cause it's very, very out there. It's way more out there than me. I wouldn't wear half of the stuff. Shoot, forget half, any of it. My mom knows how to sew. I told my husband I was going to learn to sew. He bought me a sewing machine a few years ago. It's still in the box. Okay, Naomi, I'm going to have to ask you to pull that out the box. There are several YouTube channels that could teach you how to sew, teach you how to thread the whole sewing machine. I'm going to challenge you for 2026. At some point, I'm going to need you. You ain't got to sew a whole outfit. Sew a pillow, sew a pillowcase, something that's square. Get the sewing machine out, thread it, and do some stuff. What I used to do, I know how to sew and I know how to cut patterns and all that, but life. But I used to always, my kids, I have boys, I used to get their uniform pants. I used to cut it at the knees for summertime because also they would wreck the knees. And, I would hem it and I would hem it and have it done. And they would have shorts. The long pants would turn into shorts because they would just keep on growing tall and not wide. After I put on all these layers and snow boots, I'm tired. Not doing too much. Right, Detroit? Right, right. Think I'll start with a pillowcase? Yeah, start with a pillowcase and get fabrics and look around. There are stores that are closing. Joann's, closed down. There are stores that are closing, doing all kinds of stuff. High Vibe says, I started knitting in 2025. I think 2027 will be sewing. Hey, I always wanted to start knitting, but I just don't have the wherewithal to sit there. I need it to happen a little bit faster. But just like choreography, I'll forget how and just yeah. But also the heck out of something. Okay. And I learned how to rib stuff and I learned how to put totally. So yes, Naomi NYC, your job for 2026 is to do a pillowcase and then come back in the chat and tell us, hey, it's out the box and I did a pillowcase. And there's certain things like you could, adjust your own clothes. I have bought, because I'm a pear-shaped gal, I have bought clothes that doesn't really cinch in the waist enough, and I can do that. Okay. Check your local library or community center for free low-cost classes for sewing. Exactly. And you could check the local stores too, because I know some of the local fabric stores, they too sometimes have sewing classes. Definitely. But y'all, let's move on. Darius has kept us up long enough. So Donna did say she changed her impression of Darius and surprised and understands him. Shannon appreciates him opening up. Okay. Then we see Donna and Xavier sitting there, and Donna says, hey, we finally get to talk. He said he won't change the pace or how he dates. He has interest but no connections. He spoke to one woman outside of these kind of group dates. So Xavier is not pursuing. He's just observing. And that would work in the outside world, Xavier, till you decide who you like, and then you will pounce. And I'm just being funny. Then you'll pounce, but that ain't how this goes. You have to show interest. You have to catch quick. Okay? You have to catch interest quick. But I understand what he's saying. He's not going to change how he dates, asking questions or whatever, but he does have to change the pace at which he dates, because this is a much faster process. Okay? This is a much faster process. Xavier was a day late and $1 short. I get where he's coming from. He wanted to take things slow and steady, like a boxer who wanted to kick into gear in R6, but ended up getting knocked out in round 4. I understand. Think he's just so busy. He thought speed dating would be what would work, but you can't sign up for speed dating and move at the pace of a normal dating. They don't mesh well. You're right, Jaguar. So next up, we see, Shannon sitting there with Ed. She says they had not had a one-on-one, and she's trying to make this their one-on-one, but there's a whole bunch of other people in the room, Shannon. But Ed says, let's make this the one-on-one real quick. And y'all put a pin in that as to how enthusiastic Ed was. He said, we can make it so, and he holds her hand. And he said, there is attraction. And, he talked about a school where he went and spoke to the kids about boxing, and they always want to know if he's been knocked out, and he never been knocked out. And he said his hands were made more than for protection. It's also made for nourishment, because he also likes to cook. And she really likes him. Shannon really, really, was wide-eyed. And he was holding her hands, and it was just like, "Oh my gosh, Ed." And I was like, Ed, play a move if I ever saw one. Play a move. Well played, though. Well played. But I could almost feel like you have used these lines before. I feel like, and I don't know Ed at all, don't know him from a can of paint, but I feel like Ed has used this line that these hands are used for more than protection, more than just boxing. It is, nourishment. It is also to rub your shoulders and get the knots out and help you to relax. These hands are more than just for fighting. Yeah, Ed, I feel like it was a player move. Xavier just need to go home, read some more Bible verses, and learn to put them in proper context. Girl, we're going to get to that Bible verse. We're going to get to that Bible verse, okay? We're going to get there. I'm going back into quiet mode. This is actually my shutdown day. However, I'll continue watching, have an awesome chat. Okay, you're listening for it. Christina! That was just for you, Rana. That was just for you. Thanks for stopping by, hitting the like. Yeah, Ed. I think this is one of your standard lines, but that's just me. That's just me. Okay. Okay. That's just me. Okay. I don't know him. That's what all the boxers say about their hands. Quay. Mm, I'm gonna leave that right there. Okay. I'm gonna leave that right there. Mm. I haven't dated a boxer, but a man that uses his hands for work, to put in work. And let's just say they use a variation of that kind of rhetoric. So we see Lauren and Ashanti, Cardi and Vince go to a cooking class. Remember, Ashanti is a vegan chef. Okay. Now, Ashanti, I'm gonna need to see you out here with your cookbook or giving us like ideas like 5 ingredient recipes for vegan so people don't feel like veganism is out of reach. And I feel that's the thing. I used to when I stopped eating, meat, red meat and poultry and stuff like that. I tried to be vegan, but it wasn't enough variety because I didn't know. But I would do vegan weekends because I know I can be vegan for a weekend. And I was like, okay, but I don't do that anymore. Ed is a copy paste. I think so. If I was Ed and she asked me if I ever got knocked out, I would have said once. And when I would have looked her in the eyes and said, the day I met you. See, the problem with that Jaguar and Ed using that line, because we know that's a line, is that he didn't get knocked out with his high school sweetheart, the mother of his kids. Huh? He didn't get knocked out then? Okay. 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 I would have asked, that would have been my follow-up question when he's like, they met you. Oh, well, what about the mama of your kids? Okay. But you see, I like to go back and forth with players. Jaguar, I like to go back and forth with a player. I would have another line and another line and another line. And we would have a line from here in Atlanta all the way to Detroit. Okay. But remember, Ashanti is a vegan chef, and the chef said that every time you pick up a knife, you have to say sharp. Now, why did she say that? Because Vince starts to say sharp every single time that the knife is at an angle up to come down to cut anything. He just keeps saying sharp. He said it so many times it annoys everybody else in the room. Sharp, 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 sharp. Yeah. Yeah. Not cute. Very annoying. So we see Cardi and Lauren sitting down, and Lauren says she's doing all that she wants to do because he asks, is there anything that you aren't doing, any passions you aren't following? Because sometimes life gets away from you, sometimes being a parent. She said no. No, she never lost herself in being a parent. She says she needs to be happy and satisfied so that her children see her happy and satisfied. They will have the best mother they can have. And I understand that. I think there's a little bit of cutting out there that happened in that conversation. Because he talks about, hey, he started to get his pilot's license. And if you want to live, If you on the live, you heard me saying, I'm sure he started, but I don't think he got a lot of hours. And he said he started 60 hours, way more than I thought, Cardi. Way more than I thought. You're on your way. You're on your way to your pilot's license. I need you to just set aside the time for that. Okay. He said he had to take a step back because he has kids. Now, Lauren does find him sweet and confident, but I don't think she like him. The way Lauren was sitting away, looking at Cardi, the little bit of angle away from him told me all I needed to know. She don't like that man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She wasn't like leaning in. Oh, tell me more. Are you going to take me into the skies? What kind of plane are you trying to get? What are you learning on? Even if it was cut out, even if the conversation was cut, Lauren had that lean away from Cardi. I don't think she was enjoying the Cardi experience. Okay, as much as she tells us in the ladies' lounge later, the Cardi experience. Now, for me and for the viewers right now, the Cardi experience is in his hair. We're seeing all the different experience hairstyles of Cardi, and I ain't mad at it. Okay, we don't have to vote on our favorite Cardi, hairstyle whenever he gets either voted out or if he makes it to the end. We will decide on what is our favorite Cardi hairstyle at the end. Okay, we got to appreciate all the hard work he's putting into it, because we know, ladies, we have that head of hair. We know his work. Okay, and we will appreciate it. But I don't think she like it. I don't think Lauren like Cardi like that. Okay. Now we see Ashanti and Vince. She too leaning away. I was like, daggone it. Thank you that he stopped saying shApp. But Vince asked, what does he have to work on? And I said, Ashanti, do not fall for it. Because the last time Vince asked a woman for some advice, it did not go so well for her. Y'all remember Emily? Emily right up here? Emily. He asked Emily for some tips. She ended up out the door. And he ended up not liking what he heard. But I wouldn't be giving Vince any advice. But she said, hey, you said if a woman is not satisfied with what you're contributing, then she would have to contribute to the household. Now, Shady Production that we like, Shady Production says, gives us a flashback to what he said at the roller rink. Okay. He said it depends on the lifestyle. If they can live on 150, that's fine. But if she wants to live at a 250K a year lifestyle, then she can go out and get the extra cash. Okay. Whatever she is comfortable with. Now they gave us the present. And he said, let me clear up what was said. Okay. Don't misquote me. And y'all, he said the same thing. I'm sorry. Did y'all hear the same thing? Did y'all hear the same thing? Cardi can cut that hair. No, don't have Cardi cut his hair. He may need to dye it and let it grow out to his natural color, but don't. Lauren is so stoic, it's difficult to know who and what she likes. Christina is a hustler. She might be going home next episode. I hope so, with the way the previews look like. I'm hoping she's on the chopping block. But did he really say something different? I didn't hear something different. Okay. He's like, no, you ain't gonna misquote me. You gonna get it right. Because it sounded like, Vince, you were saying you're gonna get this right. So when you take it back to the girls, when you take it back to them, I ain't gonna say it, what he's been accused of calling the ladies, but he didn't deny it. When you go back and tell them other women and them, you ain't gonna misquote me. You gonna get it right, and we gonna get it right now. It's basically what Vince is saying. It's kind of like, I need you to say it back to me. Now, what did I say? Now say it back to me. Ashanti said he felt, combative. But she didn't have it in her to go back and forth with this man. And I wouldn't have either, Ashanti. You just sat there, eat the food that y'all were cooking and leave it alone. No, he did it. He said the exact same thing she said. Thank you. Thank you, Katie. I don't know what correction was needed to be made. Thank you, Katie. At least somebody else heard the same thing. Hey, Felicia H. Hey, Katie. Glad to see y'all. They didn't like his tone when he corrected her. Did he correct her? Life is reality. I don't think there was correction. There was no correction to be had. He's saying the same thing. He don't like the way she said it back to him. So, sir, that is. Did she lie though? Did she lie? That's my thing. Did she lie? You clearly said that if your wife is happy living under your salary that you're bringing in, then we cool. Then we cool. But if she need more in her life, she got to go out there and get it. I'm sorry. I don't hear anything different. I don't hear anything different at all. Okay? Anything different. Queen said, the way I would have cussed him out over those veggies. He ain't worth it. He ain't worth that indigestion. He ain't worth it. Queen said, I would have given him the sharp tongue. The sharp tongue. That's what he would have gotten. I remember Ashanti did say the same thing about her. She said that men say, oh, you're so nice. You're so awesome. You're so this. But why are you single? She said, because my tongue is sharp. She's spicy. She's an inferno. My question would have been, are you making 150 now? Thank you, High Vibe. What is the salary now? Okay, and it doesn't sound like a salary. Okay, it doesn't sound like a salary. It sounds like he has a business bringing in that. But hey, whatever. However, he is supporting his household is his business. But he said 150K. And if she's happy to be under 150K, that's okay. But is it really 150K? I need to know what the net is, not the gross. You see, that's my thing. I want to know what's the play money? What's the money we can play with? After expenses, what is the net? What is the net? I need to know what we're working with net. I want to know the gross. You're 150. Okay, after all your expenditures, all the car payments, all the insurance payment, the mortgage and all that, what is the net? Is 150 the net? Because that's where I would have pushed back on him. Oh, you know what? I can live on 150 net. And you would hear him stutter. No. That's gross. I need to know what the net is. Will he care how she makes the extra funds? Katie. Now, you see, Katie, you can't say them kind of things to me. You know where my mind goes. How will she earn those funds? You know what? Maybe I should keep it clean, keep it cute, keep it classy. Maybe she can sew, okay? Just like we heard from Darius's mother. Maybe she can sew and earn the extra money, because that is totally something in fashion is definitely needed. Sometimes Vince thinks he's being funny. He is a bad comedian because he often sounds more rude than funny. Here's the thing. I wouldn't say he's a bad comedian. Vince is about the only time you're going to see me having your back, okay? I wouldn't say Vince is a bad comedian. This will work on the stage. It ain't going to work in real life. It'll work on the stage. That, sort of nippy, because we like comedians that are a little bit rough, in their tone or whatever, and could have a quick comeback. That'll work on a stage. Not one-to-one when you're trying to date somebody. No, Christina never came out and asked the men for money. The men offered, and she wanted Bella to say, let me give you a massage. Not necessarily pay for the massage, but don't blow her off. Show he cared. Now, just Angela, I know you're taking us back to that, but she said a man cares about his money. And she also said, if he cares, he will spend his money on her. She also said that. So while I do appreciate you saying that maybe she wanted him to give her the hands-on treatment, she said he cared about his money, and to show he cared, he got to give her some of that money. That out of her words. Okay. He doesn't want to live outside of his means, and if that isn't enough for her, then she must add to what he makes. You see, life is reality. You said it much better. You said it way better. I want to live within our means. That is way better than I make 150. If she want to live at 250, she got to go out there and get the extra 100. That's what I'm saying. It sounds way better the way you put it together. We can understand. I want to live within my means, and our means right now is 150,000. My wife ain't never have to work. because I'm making 150,000. Mm-mm-mm. Yo, anyway, I couldn't be the quintessential housewife staying home. No, 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 no. Whether he was making, even if we live in it, that means I gotta go out there and work. I could need something to do other than raise these kids. Christina didn't even want to do a couples massage. She wanted 3 sponsors. Oh wow, that's hitting hard. Life is reality, but I like it. She didn't want to do a couples massage. She didn't care about his shoulders. She cared about her. She should have asked Ed. Ed was giving them out free at uh Shannon's house. I'm sorry, did I stutter? So we also saw Ashley and Ed at the dog park. Now, Tommy said take them to places that you like, places that are important to you. And her dog, Duchess, who is 10 years old, is important to her. Now, I hope the dog park was cleared out because I wouldn't want to be concerned about other dogs or my dog. But anyway, so she says he is her type, but she needs to know about the personality. And her type apparently are those who know themselves. And I'm like, oh, okay. I know, Ashley, you had to say more than that. You had to say more than that. That you want a man who knows themselves. Okay. I know you said more. Just like we know Ashanti said more than she'd like to take a trip to Miami. I know Ashley said more than that. Ed says, I know myself. Okay, Ed. Could you elaborate? Okay? Could you elaborate? So if Hummy wants another kid, but she doesn't, should she go out and adopt one of his own? Okay. Go find me. I mean, Christina just went live with Nicole, Chris, Vince, Devon, and Cardi to review episode 3. It looks like okay. Hey, hey, happy for Christina and the rest of them. Happy that the cast can, get together. So, she asked him, does he date? How does he date? And how long does he date before marriage? And he said, I don't put a time on those things. Now, Ed, that is another player answer. That is another player. I don't put no time limit on stuff. You can't just, I don't do a time limit. I can't do a time limit on these things. I just live. And how it comes to me, it comes to me. Ed, it's another player answer. You ain't committing. You ain't committing. You diverting the whole thing. He said he was married briefly. I need timeline. You see, briefly and reasonable and all that. I need numbers. I'm like Donna, a mathematician. Give me some numbers. What is briefly married? What is briefly married? Briefly married to his high school sweetheart. They've known each other since they were 15, and then they grew apart, but they co-parent well. Now, high school sweetheart. Okay? They were married briefly. The way Nicole said, Ed was, HNIC on campus. The way Nicole said, Ed was out here living his life on campus. So did we spin the block back to the high school sweetheart? Was she still our sweetheart in college? What are we doing? What are we doing? Are we a habitual spin the blocker? Are we making donuts out here in life and just spinning around and going back to after we had some fun? That's how it sounds, and that's how this edited, produced show is making Ed sound. That was a very cheap date. I'm sure it was not the most fun that Ed has had on a date. No. And y'all, yes, for those who are parents of animals, yes, unfortunately, Ashley's dog has passed as well. Remember, that's why I made mention that the dog is 10 years old. Now, Ed is unserious. Yeah, it's giving that. Ed was with his high school sweetheart and got married, but it didn't last because they outgrew each other. Yeah, life is reality, but high school at 15, then we went off to college. We went off to college. And then we came back. Did we go to separate schools? Because, sometimes high school sweethearts break up before they go to college. Because they know what's up. But I don't know. We don't know. This is all speculation. Okay? She told him a few times, apparently, that she is interested and asked if he was. Ashley, if you got to ask a man if he's interested, he's not. It's a why am I giving, the show said the game is meant to be sold, not just told. Why am I giving away this free game? Ashley, if you have got to ask this man if he likes you, he don't. He don't. Plain and simple. We clearly saw Shannon ain't ask him. He was out here bold telling her that he likes her. Ashley, this ain't a good look. This is not a good look. It's looking thirsty, and you were clearly drinking, a beverage. It's looking thirsty. But Ed said yes, he is interested, and I said really, because you didn't sound excited interested. It's like, yeah, I'm interested. I need votes to stay here. Ashley, how many? I'm curious now. You said a few times you have told him you interested. And this is the first time because he's in front of you, he's saying, yes, I'm interested. Uh, yeah. And it didn't even feel like Ed just trying to play it cool. She said she wants a person to show that they're interested by text and communication. She gave him the whole blueprint and how to win her, how to woo her, the good morning text and all that. And I'm like, copy paste. There has to be more than that. I know, Ashley, you said more than that because when we met you and we got your introduction, you were very fiery, spicy, and I liked it. And you were like, don't come if you ain't coming correctly, and don't come if you ain't financially correct. How serious can they be after 4 episodes in? None of them are serious about this point, but Belle and Dominique might be closer than the rest. I understand, but it's not a matter of serious. It's just to show that you are interested. Are you, back in the day, life is reality. You know this. Or reality is life. A man would say his intention to court. He ain't even saying the intention to court. It's almost saying like, you have my number, but you have not been calling me. That's what it sounded like to me. Ed, you have Ashley's number. She has been showing interest in you, but you haven't been calling her. It's like she texts you, but you like Bello, you don't answer, you miss the text. That's what it sounded like. There's no reciprocation of any interest. You don't have to be all serious, but at least show interest. Apparently, according to Ashley, he'd even send in a good morning text. That's the least he could do if he has the number. Times have changed. Yes, we know this, but hey, she been texting him. It sound like it, and she ain't getting nothing back. That's what it sound like, y'all. I don't know. Then we see one of the best dates I have seen in this episode, Ashanti and Steven. I've done seen Ashanti a couple times in this episode. Daggone it. Okay, let's go for it. They have a tie-dye date. Hey, the real brown. Ooh. I'm sorry. Somebody just passed by that had the entire walls of the house shaking. I had to go on mute. Hey, the Real Brown Family Chronicles. Glad to see you. Dom don't want no bello. Hey, she may. She just may. But this tie-dye date was very cute. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I did not know Ashanti and Steven on a date was on my bingo card, but I liked it. Okay. She wanted to get to know him better. He loves art and to create things. So this is right up his alley. And, they had a little banter about him wearing yellow because he kind of knew subconsciously that that's her favorite color. And, she asked about his dating and future. He said he wants a wife that is doing her own stuff, not just having his kids. And he likes that she has passions on her own and a freedom, she wants the freedom to travel anywhere. And I'm like, production, y'all know y'all shady because y'all done cut out the other places she like to travel and only left Miami in there. So now you have her in Steven and y'all want us to talk about her travel and say, oh, she just want to go to Miami. Production, y'all shady. I see it. The women in Detroit are more willing to pursue the men than the women on other seasons. Yeah, they are. Dom don't want no Devon either. That's for sure. She don't. That's how old Ash beats down the block. Beat down the block, knocking pictures off your wall. I know. This is the first time. And anyway, let me leave that alone. Steven, finally at the end of there, he asked for her number. He said, "Hey, we already had a date. I might as well just, it's past due for me to ask for your number. Your number, girl. Ed, this how, do you have Ashley's number? Then please use it. Xavier, Xavier, you on them group dates. This is how you should have asked for the numbers, asked for the digits, okay?" She said she is ready for a second date with Steven. She will get dressed and ready now in her confessional. She said she is ready to get dressed and go and have her date with Steven now. That's how excited Ashanti was to see Steven again. I liked it. I liked this date. I really did. I was worried about their outfits, Steven with his yellow and all that, but I like this date. I think Steven is cute. I think he would have had more ladies at this point. Maybe he does and we don't see it, Quay. Maybe he does. He's a fan favorite. We don't see it. Hey, actual Aubrey podcast. Good to see you. Y'all leave Devin alone. Really? Leave Devin alone? You know, because you came in here telling me leave Devin alone. I'm going to dig my talons into him. Yes, I said talons. You know I said talons. I'm going to dig my talons into him. Okay? Devin need to stop giving up that Cash App. Okay? He need to. Until that woman is his, he need to not give up that Cash App. Steven and Ashanti might work. Yes, they might. And she ain't trying to convert him to veganism. She ain't trying to convert him at all. Okay? So, we go to the ladies' lounge. Okay? Ladies, you're looking very lovely. But again, production, I need y'all to understand the angles of your camera. Don't have your camera head facing with the ladies on the couch, especially, with the fashions that is going on. And I need y'all to really look at scenes and edit it appropriately. That's all I'm saying. So Tommy asked, like, who do you like? Who do you like? Ashanti said Steven and Carde. Nicole says Devin. Shannon says Ed. Ashley says Ed. He's showing a little interest, just a little. He doing just a little interest. He's not interested, Ashley. I'm sorry. I'm tired. I'm tired of it. He is not interested. If he's doing, he ain't interested. Leave it alone. Go with the guy who like you. But she likes Darius. They're on the phone for hours. She on the phone for hours. Ashley, here I'm gonna get off the Ashley Ed case. Ashley, I understand. Collect Ed as a vote to keep you in the game. That's all I got for you. Keep Ed, in the game, to stay in the game. Steven seems like a cool dude, but may have been passed over by what teachers make. Yes, I agree with you. Ashanti is also on strike for get her out of here. Daggone it. What strikes? I know she got like 1 or 2, but I didn't know she on strike 4. Jaguar. We're going to have to do an audit. Okay? We're going to have to do an audit out here of all your strikes. I only had a couple for Ashanti, not 4. So Dominique, of course, said Bello. I don't even know if she said anybody else. Of course, it would be edited out, but hey, Ashanti said Bello. I'm not Ashanti. Dominique said Bello. Now, who they not feeling? He could probably afford to take it to Miami. Y'all know that was edited out. Yes, he can probably take it to Miami. Okay. You can list them. Hey, Jaguar, you better list them. You better list them and get them on the docket, on the document. Okay. Now, who they don't like? Ashanti says she ain't feeling Vince. Lauren say Vince. Christina tells about Vince using the B word. The B word when referring to the woman. And she said, oh, just keep in mind, this is just pillow talk. It's just pillow talk. And reality is life. You said, oh, how serious can we be after episode 4? It's only been a couple weeks. Well, apparently we serious enough for pillow talk. We having pillow talk. Okay. We just comfortable that we ain't got to listen to Tommy, who said what happens in the men's lounge stays in the men's lounge. What happens in the men's group chat stays in the men's group chat. It ain't staying. We talking. We talking. The men are talking. And Christina got it. Okay? Christina got it. And it turns into a who are you calling a B? Thank you, Queen Latifah, for that one. And it goes around that, Lauren says, hey, 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 and hey. I want to give a little grace here. Did anyone else hear him say that? Ashley says, I heard he said it. So is one of the other men told Ashley? Okay. And somebody else said, I heard he said about you, Lauren. That tall one, that tall bee. And Tommy is like, say what now? Who said what? I said, the B word flying around? I need y'all to tell me if y'all ever hear this. No, they ain't going to tell you, Tommy. And production ain't going to tell you because they want them to stay so it could be drama. Yo, I don't call my friends that. Y'all, those of you who know me, I barely cuss. I can, and I do on occasion because I used to like a sailor. But then again, you have to expand your vocabulary sometimes. And sometimes when you say something, like when you bless somebody and they don't even know if it's a compliment or not, I prefer using that kind of vocabulary instead of giving them it untranslated. Okay? Instead of giving them it untranslated. Donna likes Vince. Lauren liked him until she heard that he had said about her. Well, I don't mind. The giving him grace. I don't mind the giving him grace. I think it was more of is anybody else going to co-sign this? Because Christina out here asking people for Cash App. And it could be that he didn't want to give her no Cash App is why she's saying this. Can anyone else raise their hand and say they also heard this? And then when she heard that, she's like, oh, okay, somebody else heard. And then somebody else put the last nail and said, he talked about you. You the tall one. She's like, oh, me? Lauren stopped the vehicle. She put it in reverse. she whipped it and made a whole U-turn. She made a whole U-turn. It was like, oh, he did? Okay, no. I take my grace back. Roast him. That's how it sounded like, oh, I'm the one? Oh, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you one. Let's get it together. Yeah, Tommy found out and didn't do ish. No, he didn't do a thing. That was Christina's fourth strike. She admitted it was pillow talk, which means you can't tell her ish in confidence. He said anything. Jaguar said anything. I just said ish. Okay. She gonna run her mouth. Let me know when you're ready for Ashanti strikes. You can't tell her anything. You can't even send her Cash App without her telling everybody. Christina, you need to hush. You have a talking problem. It's one of those you're going to tell everybody what your man done did for you. And that's a problem because there's jealous people out here that don't listen for good. They listen to try and take what you got. Christina talked too much. Vince didn't know he can't get away from referring to a woman as a B, like Jay-Z, Chris Brown, and other rappers. Those, or those bros in a barbershop. Donna still likes Vince even after finding out what he said, but had an issue with Darius. Her math ain't mathin'. We gonna get there, Quay. Because that math, daggone show ain't mathin' with Donna. Vince definitely isn't giving Christina Cash App money. He's trying to live within his means. She probably hates that man. Exactly why you need to give grace and ask for a cosigner. You do not know if Christina really is saying this because she don't like him, or was it said? Was it really said, or is this something in a game? Because these ladies don't know each other either. And I know y'all all with girl code and girl power and all this, but these ladies don't know each other. It could be also a man saying he said that in order to get Vince kicked out. You don't know. So again, you have to investigate. But she investigated right there. At least she spoke up and she got her answer right away. She said, "Oh, he called me that? Oh, it's me? I'm the." She put that car and did that whole U-turn. And said, "Let me. I'm a U-turn. I'm a back it up. I'm a mm-mm. Oh, he calling me? Roast him. Roast him." Okay. But Christina goes on to say about the whole finances. She asked for a massage. Chris said he ain't got it right now. He ain't got it right now. Chris said he ain't got it right now. So she willing to put Chris' name out there. But then she said, the second one said, "What's the cash app? What's the cash app?" And then they had to ask her. And she very much gave the information. Well, who was that? Devin. That was Devin. Now, Devin, here's what I also thought. I thought you gave that cash app to. I thought you gave that cash app to so that she gonna run tell that so the other ladies know that you sponsored through Cash App. Devin, I thought you were using that too to make sure that your name rings out in the ladies' lounge that you gives up the Cash App. Okay? You gives up the Cash App. Hey, Tara's World said, hey, people forget no friends in competition. No friends in competition. She said she heard that's what he said. She didn't say she heard it. Him say it. Exactly. Not to mention it's a competition. Lauren doing donuts on that imaginary car. Hey, let's turn this whole car around. Flipping it. Vince was on Lauren's podcast. They seem that they have a good relationship. Hey, of course now that you know I won't date you, of course we could chill. Of course we could chill. But anyway, Christina said the whole gameplay again too to the ladies. The 150 he was going to send, but he actually sent 180. And said Bello didn't respond. So he fell into the weak category. Okay? And she don't like that. So he's weak in her mind. Oh, it's because he is strong in keeping his wallet closed. So why didn't you say that with Chris? Because you can understand when he said he ain't got it. But he didn't give you any. Okay. This math ain't mathing. Christina, it ain't mathing. How is she okay with a guy not having the money? Mamana Bello didn't sponsor her either. Exactly. Exactly. She's confused. Yes. Yes. Or they spliced and diced it up in the scene that it ain't even working. So Shannon, all that to say, Shannon said, Xavier, he gives her unk vibes. Okay. Okay. Some of them unks are slow and steady. Some of them unks ain't gonna be out here in these streets. Some, not all, some. So when she said unk vibes, I said, oh, slow, steady, foundational. I don't understand. Okay. Ashley said Xavier is old acting. Okay. Lauren said Xavier. Donna also said he said no. Actually, it's Donna says Xavier. Donna said he will not change the way he approaches women. Now, it's not an issue the way he approaches women, because the problem is he didn't approach any of the women, because we gonna learn later on. But right now, he ain't at the speed he needs to be. Christina is messy. Yes, she is. Vince made a logical point regarding the money. His issue is that he is leading with comedy, which isn't working. So he's becoming frustrated and aggressive. I wouldn't say aggressive. She said combative. I'll use that word. I'm still waiting for the green light. Jaguar, I done gave you the green light. I said, lay it out there. Lay out Ashanti's 4 points. Bring it. I told you on day 1, day 2, and day 3, I didn't see it for her. And I still don't see it on day 4. Right? I like me a good unk here and there. Yes. But just want to show for him, they made the wrong choice this week. Girl, Unk had some good socks and shoes last week. Hey, Sophie, chats a lot. Glad to see you. Why are these women expecting massage payments from men they just met? It's not right. No, it's not. Xavier is so busy with work that he doesn't know how to open up and date. He know how to open up and date. Here's my thing, okay? Y'all get off the Xavier train. Lauren put on her cape. Y'all say for for thing. Okay. Jaguar, I put a star next to what you're saying. We're gonna address it at the end. Okay. So keep on putting your points, but Ashanti, we're gonna get to it at the end. Um get off Xavier, y'all. Get off Xavier. He know how to date. Xavier is the guy. I don't know Xavier. Okay. This is just all conjecture. Xavier is the guy that's quiet at the bar, you know. He real quiet. He checking it out. He's seeing how the lady carries herself, how she holds her drink, how she addresses the bartender, and maybe he'll send a drink. And then maybe he'll come over and say hello. He's more the observer before he approaches. I don't know this man, but this is the vibe he gives me. I don't know him. He gives me that because he said it. He likes to sit and observe. He likes to observe the lay of the land before he approaches. He said he has seen the ladies. We're going to get to it. But that's what Xavier gives me. Okay? I ain't seen nothing wrong. It's the ones that y'all want in the streets that be, oh, fun and exciting. Yeah, they're fun and exciting in the streets. What'd you say? Men give it private sometimes, though she's not authentic, and put it out there on national TV. Exactly. National TV. Xavier is definitely the guy that you pass over in public, but he seems to have good conversation. He does. You're going to pass him over, and you're going to miss some good conversation. Xavier not showing interest in a woman, definitely not showing his personality. He must have been recruited. I can't see him applying for the show. Probably not. Probably not. Jaguar, I start every last one of them. We going to address it, okay? Your work is not going to go in vain. He said he's too busy to date in his early confessionals in the mixer. Yes, he said too busy, but he also said, but I'm here now. I'm here now. That's what he said. That's what he said. Okay? Yes, he did say he's too busy, but he said, I'm here. I'm in the process. Okay? He said he is here. He's making the time. He's showing up, y'all. He's showing up. But we will address, yes, Jaguar is on it, and we appreciate it. And we will address every one of his points. Even though this ain't the Ashanti train, we're going to address it. Okay? He was there when he said it the first time. As for Xavier goes, when Donna asked him if he was willing to change his approach, now that he sees how things are on RTL, he said no. Then he was going home. Again, he's not going to change his approach. His approach, here's the thing. The speed of his approach needs to change. A Jaguar cast member? I don't know. I don't know High Vibe. The speed of it has to change, but how he approaches a lady, how he does it, I don't think that needs to change. It's just when. Xavier had a good vibe with Donna in this episode, but it was a little too late. Yes, it was too little too late. Yes. What does that mean? Okay, y'all, let's get to it. So we see that it's Xavier and Vince. So Dominique takes Xavier out. Okay. Dominique takes Xavier out, and Donna takes Vince out. Okay. Hey, Lauren, what you missed a lot. You missed me talking about you reversing that car on Vince when you found out that he called you a certain thing. Okay. Jaguar is saying he is not a cast member, just a regular person. Okay, just a regular person. So, okay, Dominique takes Xavier out, and she ordered him an old-fashioned because he looked old-fashioned, and I was insulted. Now, Xavier, you might be out here in the wild, and you ain't insulted, but I was insulted. Okay, and then she went to grab a pencil, and he slapped her hand, and she said he slapped her hand like her grandmother did. Or her grandmother would. Okay? Like her grandmother would. Again, why are you ordering this man an old-fashioned, telling him he look old-fashioned and all this kind of old? How far are we in age? How far are we in age? How far are we in age? Xavier is 43. 43, and we are told that Dominique is 42. Why are you telling this man he old? I'm just glad that he likes an old-fashioned. Ain't nothing wrong with an old-fashioned. Ain't nothing wrong with an old-fashioned. Okay? He's 43. Yes, she was out of line. Thank you, actually, Aubrey. They are delicious. They are delicious. Yes, the hand smack was hysterical. She jumped. He wasn't old then. He was fast enough to catch that hand. He wasn't old then, was he? He wasn't old, too old then. Co- Rude as hell. Rude as hell. Right. Hand slap. Get off my food. Don't touch my food. We're going to talk about that, actually, Aubrey. We're going to talk about that. She was offended for him. Oh, wow. But again, saying you ordered an old fashioned because he's old fashioned, you could have said, I ordered you a drink that I thought matched your personality well. I'm glad I got it right. I'm glad I got you right. That because we know Dominique has the personality to pull the gentleman in. No, he was still old. No young man taps your hand like that. Hey, Katie. Okay, Katie. I don't think she want I don't think she wanted a full on hand slap like a young man would take your whole hand out. I think he was appropriate for what it was. Just a little tap. Don't do that. He acts old. Hey, old. Y'all could call it old, but he acts like a man that is very secure. He acts like a man that is very stable. He acts like a man. Again, y'all may say it's granddaddy, unk, old stuff, but no. Again, you get what you get with Xavier. Right. Was he supposed to Ike Turner? Right. No. He ain't supposed to do that. He did exactly what needed to do. He did what the old school, she said, just like my grandma did. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. Just a couple taps. It was old, but it was appropriate. Don't reach. Don't reach across my drink. Don't, State your purpose. State your purpose. They are nearly the same age. He is 43 and they tell us she is 42. Again, what? Come on. It may be old fashioned, but hey, he was appropriate. Don't touch. Don't go there. I'm not your man. You were just caressing Bello's face. Don't put your hand over my drink. Okay? Don't put your hand over my drink. Yes, she was rude and she was the nasty one. Yes. So nasty, so rude. So nasty and so rude. So he was mature. He was mature. And y'all are out here dating, asking for a grown man, asking for a mature man. And yet here he is being grown. Yes, it's a little bit slower. He's at a slower pace. That don't mean he ain't acting grown. He is out here being exactly what y'all say. Financially secure. Y'all saw what his, hey, I don't know this man, but what they're putting out there of him. Okay. And I'm watching his fashion sense. Them socks and shoes in the last men's lounge. I was looking at it. I clocked it, Xavier. Y'all, this is a grown, mature man. This is not a man out in the streets. And meanwhile, you could be your young thing self, no matter what age you are, and you could be the one to help him come out of his shell, come out of the office and go somewhere, come out of the office and go to Miami. Yes, that's a dig at Ashanti. Come out of the office and go somewhere. Sometimes there are some people, men and women, who work because that's what they know, that's what they're good at. And they're now going to be like, let me plan a trip to go here. But we don't know that much. Maybe he needs later daters, but those people are in their 50s and 60s. Hey, no, just Angela, I ain't gonna have you calling, y'all can call him Unc, but y'all ain't gonna call him Grandpa. Okay? Don't be calling Xavier Grandpa up in here. Yes, y'all have freedom of choice, but I ain't gonna like it. But okay, we were talking about the whole drink thing. Okay. So the ladies feel he did not take the initiative to date them. And that's when he said, you do not cast your pearls among swine. Now here, Xavier, while I was like, okay, Unc. Now, Xavier, I know what you meant. I know what you meant. But first in the ladies' lounge, we have somebody calling the ladies a bee, and now we have you here calling them swine or referring to a simile of them as swine. Yeah. Okay. Now, if y'all know, okay, y'all know. I knew I heard about it. Okay. I knew I heard about it. But it says, okay, it says, don't cast your pearls before swine is a biblical saying from the Sermon on the Mount. Okay. Sermon on the Mount. That means you should not waste valuable things on those who will not appreciate or understand their worth. I don't like the context in which he said, but he ain't lying, because he goes on to say that he is guarded and he will keep it surface with a person he does not feel will value him. So yes, he is applying his biblical text in the right manner. But Dominique tells us that, hey, you ain't even asked for any of the numbers. You didn't ask for any of the numbers. And he said, no, okay, you don't want, you know what? Again, I'm going to tell you, like I told Ashley, he don't want you. He didn't ask for the number. If he observe a woman that he wants, he'll ask for the number. He will ask for the number. He asked for no numbers. No numbers. So what Xavier is doing, and y'all, I'm gonna need to see the unedited version of this. Xavier was trying to teach her, because I think, isn't she? Yeah, she's a PK. She would know that Bible verse. Definitely. She would definitely know that Bible verse. He is trying to give his Sermon on the Mount saying, y'all here ain't gonna value me, so I did not share of myself. But you know what? Y'all want me to do more? I'm gonna do more. I'm gonna step up. But again, she says, you late to the party. She says, you late to the party. Now, she does hold his hand, the same hand he slapped just a moment ago. Shout out. Oh, hey, shout out to Chloe Johnson. I love when she says, She held his hand and says, you're not ready to love. He said he expected to be here longer, but this is where, there's no love lost. And he said the feedback is valid. And he was hold his head up high. Okay? Right, he just didn't find anyone on ready to love. Like I mentioned, that was his issue. He was trying to move at a pace of a regular dating scene instead of the speed dating. It was never going to work. It's the speed. I don't think it's his approach. I think it's that he's slow to approach. Tara went over somebody's head. Yeah, it went over that whole casting your pearls among swine, went over a whole lot of heads. I know, because it clicked for me when we were watching it live. And y'all, we watch it live together on Friday, so we could get a good kiki and hee-haw. It could get a good kiki and hee-haw. Hey, Jay, good to see you. Good to see you. We have a good kiki and hee-haw when we watch it live together on Friday. And I didn't catch it. I knew it was on Bible verse, but I was like, what the heck? I know I heard it before. What does it mean? And I had to go back and look at it and realize what was going on. So let's get to the other one who was told he need to stay. And I know it's for the drama of it all. Donna and Vince. Donna took Vince out. She ordered for him. But I bet she didn't order him no old fashioned. I'm sorry. I'm still a testy. I know Xavier probably got over it. It's been what, a year? It's been a whole year. But she ordered for him, and she brought up him calling a lady a bee. And he said he was talking and joking with the fellas. So he admits he used it. He admits he used it. He used the term. But he said, I was just using the word, but I wasn't calling her one. Okay. Really? Okay, so you're just saying like how Xavier was saying, don't cast your pearls around swine. He just using it as a euphemism. He's not actually calling the lady swine. Okay, Vince. So he agrees he can work on it, but he thinks first of his daughter. Your daughter, mama, aunts, all the women in your life. But you didn't think of it then when you used the term. You didn't think of it then when it just rolled off your tongue. And for you to use it and for the men to say it, you had to use it more than one time, Vince. But anyway, he said, hey, he's too blunt and opinionated. That's what she said. He's too blunt and opinionated. He said it's hard not to speak his mind. And he doesn't want folks guessing. And if someone cannot understand him, they can get gone. Well, how about you get gone, Vince? If you are not being understood in a room, you could also leave that room, because that is not the ears that need to hear what you have to say. He said if he was less passionate it would hurt other parts of his life. We're not telling you, good sir, not to be passionate. We're telling you to use other words while you're being passionate. Expand your vocabulary. Really? You got to say be? You really? You had to use, in order to show your passion, you had to use be. I mean, you could have said, I mean, you could have said broad, woman, you know, come on now. There are other words you could have used. Again, there are other words you could use to describe the lady you don't like. But because you choose that particular word, considering the important woman in your life, nah, man. Nah. I got a side eye you, Vince. And I, no, Donna has told him he's still ready to love, and I know he's sticking around for the drama. He's sticking around for the drama because guess what, y'all? He say he appreciates the feedback, and Donna said this heavy for a first date. I'm going to side eye Donna for still wanting this man after he done called another lady haphazardly that B word. So I'm a side eye Donna too. Her, as Quay said, her math ain't mathing. This man. So I know they keeping Vince around because they want the confrontation of Lauren confronting Vince about calling her the tall B. And I know we saw the previews of Christina, talking about you calling my friend a B. Yeah, they're keeping Vince for the drama. And we know it's coming up where Darius going to check him. They're keeping Vince there for the drama. Again, this ain't the drama you want to be known for or you want out there. And he probably thought, well, we wasn't saying this on camera, so it ain't gonna be on camera to be told. But guess what? People pillow talking. People pillow talking. Katie, then that's in the cozy confines of behind the closed door. Okay? Cozy confines behind the closed door. Vince going straight into the bin. That is the here's the thing. Lawrence, you still there? Let's give him the only grace I will give him, like Lauren was doing grace, is that it would work. He needs to separate the comedy Vince from the real life Vince. And it'll work maybe on stage as a comedy, but it ain't gonna work when talking to ladies in real life. The comedy bit isn't working for Vince, hence the frustration and aggression. Women want a man who can make them laugh, but if you lean in too much, they see you as a clown or a jester. It's a thin line, Jaguar. It's a thin line. Hate to hear the comedians constantly use the B word and the N word. I'm with you to go to Africa, but hey, that's their set. That's how, hey, it's free world. It's a free world. As a man, you have to walk a fine line. Thank you, Jaguar. You have to walk a fine line. The way Donna went on Darius, I thought she would have went in on Vince too. Exactly. Reality is life. I thought Donna would have checked Vince because she looked at Darius and she checked him. He didn't make a good impression. Yet you hear that, but you know what? Let me give Donna some grace. Okay? Lauren, you are going to hear the word grace for a long time. I want you to buckle up and prepare yourself. Donna may be giving him some grace. Okay? Donna may be giving him, some grace because she didn't hear him directly say that. Because Donna realized she don't know any of these ladies and they ain't the right messenger. So again, she might not. Hey, cross country cruise her. But y'all, so Vince is still here. Vince is still here. And Xavier was sent home. Maybe for the best, but we know he'll find love. As long as he get up out the desk a little bit, Xavier. Get up out the desk. Vince is Donna's man? Maybe. So y'all, we have Jaguar said, I issued a challenge. Jaguar said, he got the 4 points. I said Ashanti made a couple of little errors. And Jaguar listed out all the errors that Ashanti has made since the beginning. And I said his work is not going to go in vain. Donna did hear him say it directly. He told her directly that he said it. She did hear him, Jay. She did hear him admit that he said it and it was, men's talk or whatever. But Donna probably sitting there saying, well, he didn't say it about me. He didn't say it about me. So until he showed me that he said about me, I'm going to be okay. But you see, Lauren catching the heat for saying grace, But Donna ain't catching as much heat for accepting this man after out his mouth, as you said, Jay, out his mouth, she heard he admitted it. Donna seems to have a problem with Darius, but she doesn't have for the other men. Actually, Aubrey, I think um, a gentleman like Darius, even though it may be someone that Donna may be interested in, may not have the time of day for her. You got heart for Donna? Hey, somebody got to. So y'all, let me go through Jaguar. Jaguar, I'm going through your points of Ashanti and what she has done to trip up in this. Okay. He says, on the first episode, she said she was overwhelmed by Chris. He was speaking in a clear voice and a regular tone. How was she overwhelmed? It means she can't handle a simple conversation. Now, Jaguar, overwhelmed by Chris doesn't necessarily mean negative. Okay. I remember this. Okay. I remember this. She may be overwhelmed with his charisma and everything. I remember this. The ladies all say he smell good. His voice is good. All that kind of thing. I didn't see it as a negative. Okay. That she was overwhelmed by Chris. Okay. He may have gotten her heart fluttering, but I remember that. Next, he said the issue about the submissiveness, that she got all hot and bothered, so she isn't going to be submissive. Okay. That's a choice. I don't see that as a strike. It's a choice. If she ain't going to be submissive, she ain't going to be submissive. I didn't see it as a strike, but I hear you. I hear you. 3, she off rip. She has a sharp tongue. That means she likes to argue. The Bible says it's better for a man to live alone at the top of the mountain than to live with a quarrelsome woman. Proverbs 21:9. Yes, I understand. And I'll give you that one. I agree with you with that one. Agree with you. Okay. She was talking about the conversation directly. Hey, Jaguar, we gonna have to agree to disagree on that one. But I'll give you number 3. I'll give you number 3. And you didn't need to throw your pearls for me to catch that one. And for lastly, she has a child, which isn't appealing as a woman without children. I ain't gonna say that as a strike, because the men out here in this dating pool has a child. Several of them have children. So if you're gonna hold that against Ashanti, we gotta hold that against the men with multiples. Jaguar, I only agree with 1, and we iffy on number 2. Hey, if we doing that, Jaguar, we got to do it to the men too. Almost everyone has kids on the show. There's a few of them that don't have kids. There's a few of them don't have kids. But y'all, these were the 2 men that were on the bottom, Vince and Xavier. As I just told you, Xavier was sent home in order for him to find his love where it is, because it's certainly not on the show. It's certainly not on the show. Certainly wish him well. And we still have Vince for another week, because next week is the 70s party. Next week is the 70s party. Next week is the 70s party. And Christina is going off on Vince outside. And I'm sure they're holding in the chamber Lauren having a conversation with Vince about what's going on. Again, I think they are going to use this and keep Vince so they can have a moment or a few moments to show us. Hey, what he's saying, actually, Aubrey, it's not a problem with having kids. Yes, men, some men have tons of them. I think what Jaguar is saying, and Jaguar, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is you have to understand, I always put it as like prime real estate. A woman without kids, for, some of the men who even don't have kids, it's way easier for them. They don't have to consider anything else. So a woman without kids, you can have your first kid with her. It's her first kid, your first kid, that kind of thing. Okay. I think that's where he's thinking. I'm not saying he's going to say like, no, but it is an additional person to consider. Okay. It's an additional person to consider. Someone without kids might have been more appealing. Yes. Someone without kids is more appealing than someone with kids. It's just an additional layer that you have to consider. You get to wear your afro for the 70s party. Hey, long as it ain't, the Beijing Brotherhood Bellows afro. But hey, Dominique says she like it, that she feels, overwhelmed by his presence. She's overwhelmed by his presence. Okay. Okay. But Dominique, don't forget Bellows said he gotta have that son. He gotta have that son. So that's telling me that his current child is a daughter. Katie said, hence why the birth rate is plummeting. Mm. But y'all, please make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Right now, I have Love is Blind Italy. The first 4 episode recaps are out. Also, if you care to consider All's Fair, the recap is out for today's episode as well. And also, if you don't know if you want to see All's Fair or any of these shows, I usually have shorts. The Love is Blind Italy shorts are not up yet. After this, I'm going to get them done and up. But if you want to consider a show, I always have clips of the shows in my shorts category on this channel. But I appreciate you all for being here. If you want, Friday, I have LCID Unscripted at 5 p.m. EST. That's where we talk about whatever you want to talk about. You, the chat, create the conversation. And we have a year in music, and we also do some trivia and have a good time. Friday evening, we are going to watch Love is Blind. Not Love is Blind. Oh, Ready to Love. This show, we're going to watch Ready to Love together. Together, and have live shenanigans. And of course, next week, Tuesday, again, I'll be back here to break down what we missed because we were chatting too much and having too good of a time. Okay? Too good of a time. Okay? Let's hope they don't do Devin dirty in the next episode. People have been laughing at him saying his pink shirt had him looking like he got a childbearing hips. Whatever. I ain't concerned about Devin and his childbearing hips. I'm concerned with Devin and giving up that Cash App. Cash App. Some of them guys better be careful removing them wigs and rubbing off the Beijing. Remember, we have Beijing Brotherhood up in here. But y'all, thank you so much for being here. Also, a live on Saturday for Love is Blind Italy. If you want to talk about it, I will drop the link and you will get to have your say about Italy and all that we saw in the first 4 episodes. So again, please make sure you check out the other content on the channel. And as I always say, okay, you need Devin to send Devin your Cash App. Devin, if you want, you could put your Cash App in the comments so we can make requests. Okay? Devin, put your Cash App so folks who want to can make requests. And or maybe you sending out Massage Envy gift certificates. I don't know. Y'all don't let me go down this rabbit hole with y'all. But y'all, thank y'all so much for being here. And as I always